Oh, YouTube, I've been missing you. I'm glad we're back. So I'm planning a trip to Italy with my wife next year for our 20th anniversary. And I was thinking maybe we'd go to Maniago, city of knives in Italy, looking at some knives, and thought we're only taking carry-ons. I'm not going to be able to bring anything home. So I got on the internet and said, what kind of knives would I pick up in Maniago? So let's get into it. Maniago, Italy is known as the city of knives. They've been making knives there since the 1300s. First choice would be an MKM Miura button lock. They do come in black. There's two different versions that come in black. There's a black titanium. It's an integral. It's an M390. I mean, it sounds like it would be a no-brainer for me to pick up. $360. I just recently saw it on sale at Knife Center for $200, and I just couldn't get myself to pull the trigger on it. I've held it in my hand before at a knife show, and it just was too small. It's got a 2.75-inch blade. Just couldn't get into it, and just for this video, I couldn't justify the cost of a $200 knife, so I didn't end up picking that one up. There's also an interesting knife, the LionSteel Twain button lock. I didn't get a chance to hold this one at the blade show, and it doesn't come in blackout, so that one's pretty much out too. I found two more knives I was very interested in. We got those here, so let's check them out. First up, the Old Bear Classical Total Black. This is the 21 centimeter or 8 1/4 inch. That gives the blade a 3.5 inch blade. This company is Antonini. I love it. Nice cardboard packaging here. Nothing to necessarily write home about, but could easily be wrapped. Get some information about the knives there. And we have the knife here in a plastic bag. Let's pull that out. And we have a very lightweight knife here, all black. You can see the lock mechanism here. This is open when you push it out here, but if you push it over this way, it can lock closed or open. Wood handle here. Let's open it up. Quite a bit of branding. Let's lock it up here. 3.5 inch blade, like I said. Clip point locking with if you slide this lock over here, fills out the hand fairly well. All right, so we have a PTFE coated blade. This is AISI 420 stainless steel, stone sharpened per their documentation. It feels like it's brass with nickel plating to me on this version that I picked up. Oil treated black laminated wood. Let's see how it cuts. All right, cutting today, we have a case report. This is from the operating room to the cave. Ultrasound guided local regional anesthesia in the setting of cave rescue, a description of 2 cases. To me, it sounds like they're just doing regional nerve blocks for people who are for injuries so that they can move them out of the cave with some relative anesthesia and decrease pain in their broken bones is what it sounds like to me. Here we go. Toothy edge. Doesn't blast through, but not bad. Little hang up there. Pretty good. I'm impressed. Let's see how it cuts boxes. Well, here I am breaking down this box. It's going great. You can see it's just tearing through. I'm cutting little 2x4 inch squares like I typically do, and I just broke down the whole box into about that size. You can see it's slowing down towards the end, but my grip the whole time felt very comfortable. It's a very hand-filling grip, basically what I expected with the 420 steel. At the end, I had to start using the ground. You can see here at the end, it still cuts paper. Not great, not as great as it was, but it still can cut paper. And so I'm basically thought it performed as well as I think 420 can perform. The other knife we have today is the LionSteel T6 Hunting Fixed Blade. We have black micarta, which, they trick you. They say black micarta, but it ends up being just gray. I mean, if I really don't like it, I could dye it, I guess, and make it all the way black. It's got a lanyard hold here in the back. It comes with this nylon rope here. could be put on the handle most likely. And I got some video of me chopping. It's not a great chopper, pretty small for chopping, but I mean, you could do it. You see me doing it on the video. Very nice Kydex sheath, pancake style. Look at the back of this sheath. I mean, it's got full mole option. How do these unsnap? You can also have some attachment points there. It's got a button clasp here in this leeway. We got a really tight fit on this Kydex. Got to really push off to get it out. I like that. That's a great, yeah, no rattle. So it's a 6-inch blade. I've used it here, and this is just some cleaning material, but maybe just a little bit of polishing. I'll get that off, but it didn't come this way. This is after me using it, and you can read there, 3V steel. I like a 3V. I call it the West Coast MagnaCut. Technically, doesn't quite match MagnaCut, not quite as good edge retention as MagnaCut, but I don't have any issues with any D2 or any 3V rusting here in the Mountain West, so this is not a cheap knife. Even though it's 3V steel, this, we can put the price up on the board here. I don't. But total length is 11.5 inches, 6-inch blade, hence the T6 name. Thickness, 0.25 inches. Handle length, 5.37 inches. That fills my hand. Super comfortable. Heavy, it's pretty heavy, 13.5 ounces. Let's look at the other side. It's got a crown spine, so it's not going to throw sparks for you, but maybe this one would. Yeah, that'll throw sparks for you there. All right, here I am trying to make some kindling here with my bedonning just fine. I think it's doing great. One hit really blasted one wide apart, but for the most part, just cutting basically like a knife I would expect to cut. Here's some feather sticking. I'm trying to hold it up in the air and do some feather sticking. I think in the future, I'll put it down on the ground and get a better grip on it, but it can do it. You can see it's making curls there up in the air. So maybe you can say, hey, even if you're holding it up in the air, you can make some curls. That's kind of the testing I like to do, is just things I do. Then make kindling with the camp knives. This is doing it great. Pretty cool knives. Haven't seen a video on the Old Bear Classical, so that was pretty cool. If anybody's got any experience traveling to Maniago in Italy and has been on like a really cool knife experience or a cool knife tour, you know, put it down in the comments. Let me know. I really just can't find anything online, something organized. I mean, I can figure out how to get there from Venice, but I mean, what am I going to do when I get there? There's a knife museum, a blacksmithing and knife museum I could check out. Does anybody know? Is it worth the 2-hour, bus there and back from Venice to check it out? Let me know down in the comments if you have any experience, but I'm interested if there's something like that. Thank you for hanging out and watching me talk about the Old Bear Classical. Downside, no pocket clip, but very capable knife with a very comfortable handle and very lightweight. It's basically an open L blacked out, which I like. The LionSteel T6, excellent knife. I'm very happy I got it. Very happy with 3V. If you liked that video, like, subscribe, comment about anything you know about Maniago, Italy before my visit next year. And also, if you saw my last video on the Worksharp RMX, I'm going to be giving that knife away. I'm going to give it away as a 100 subscriber giveaway, 100 subscribers. So once we hit that mark, if you are a subscriber and you down in the comments and you want that Worksharp RMX blacked out that I showed in my other video, say in the comment, I want the knife. Or if you're a fan of The Golden Child, you can say, the movie The Golden Child, you can say, I want the knife. Please be a subscriber to the channel. I have some subscribers that I can't see who they are, so I got to be able to see who you are. Subscribe, make that comment, and I'll put you on the list for people in the running to win that Worksharp RMX once I get 100 subscribers. So thanks for watching, guys. See you on the next one. So cute.